Today, I'm going to show you the amazing things you can do with embroidery, how far we can go and what we can do. Let me show you some of the fun things to do. Now, what I'm going to do is start off explaining how they work. Then I got lots of samples where you're quilting your own jackets and you're doing things you don't even know you wanted to do. Now we're doing lots of videos that are teaching lots of techniques to you. You want to be in my lives and you want to have my videos, click above or below, wherever it is on here, and sign up for my email list and you won't miss them. Now, let's go on to embroidery. Let's have fun. Okay, now I'm on the Baby Lock Flare. Now, one of my things that I'm going to tell you to do is consider a separate embroidery machine compared to your sewing machine. That's what I want to explain to you today. So let's get started. When you start in, they're the easiest thing in the world to use on the baby locks. That's the joy. There's tons of stitches built into the machine. Do you see where I can just go and get anything I want to? Lots of kids' things, right? That means absolutely nothing, because there's millions of designs on the internet for very little money. There's software that you can draw your own designs. That's for us later on. Just don't worry about what's on the machine. There's plenty. So then when I go back here, watch, I can even do buttonholes. I got to explain that to you in a minute. You got lettering that's this big for towels. Those are pretty. And you know what? You don't have to do the flowers. You can just get the lettering. I love that part. Now when you go into here, this is all kinds of lettering, all built into your machine, and you can adjust the sizes. So let's just explain to you how it goes. I'm going to get it running, and then I'm going to explain what else we can do, okay, so we can see it. Now, the first thing is many of you might be still using old sewing machines. The number one thing I would tell you, watch how I put the bobbin in. First of all, on embroidery, I use pre-wound bobbins, so I never wind my own. It's cheaper, and look how I just bring that around. That's all I have to do. I have this on sewing machines, folks, and all I do is I never have to bring up my bobbin thread. The greatest thing ever. Now watch the threading. You're going to come up 1, 2, 3. It's going to automatically go into your take-up lever. You're going to bring it on down here. Here's my trick. What I want you to do is always go needle down, needle up. On any of your sewing machines, bring it to number 6, over to number 7, and click it off. Now this is your old machine too, and watch the needle. Watch right down there by the needle now, and it went through. The needle down, needle up is a little trick for you. You'll never break it if you follow me. So that is the trick, because that little hook goes down there and grabs into it. One of the most important features in my life is that needle threader. Baby Lock's got it down. Best needle threader out there. Okay, so now let's just show you. There's all kinds of designs like I showed you. I'm going to go in here, and these are all kinds of shapes. I use them for quilting, everything. I want to go to the heart right now. I can choose all these different designs to go around any of my designs, but I'm going to go to that heart right there, number 6. Do you see what it is? I'm going to set it. This is your enter button on your computer. Easiest thing to do is that it's simple to use. I want to move that down. Now I could just take my finger and move it down, but I got to make sure it's perfectly centered, so I'm going to use the computer to do it. Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm going to add. So what do I want to do? I want to go into my lettering, and I just have a new grandchild, or not grandchild, what is she? Great niece. Okay, watch out. See? All right, I'm going to put it in medium-sized letters. I'm going to go over and get H, H-O-L-E. I bet I got the first one. She was just born about 5 hours ago. Set. Now there's my Chloe. I'm going to come on down, and I'm going to bring it down. So it's just in the middle of my heart. Now, just because I'm going to show you, I want to size that. I want that a little bit bigger. But do you see how the arrows are going in all the different directions? See, I just got a little bit bigger. Wasn't that easy? I wanted it perfect for me, of course. I'm going to end edit. I'm happy with my look. So I'm going to say end edit. The last thing I have to do is go to embroidery. It's very easy to use, which is, I think, the reason why it's so popular. I'm putting the hoop on. I have classes for you on different stabilizers and everything on our Sew It Online program. So all the classes on how to operate this, like I got stabilizer here and there. I could go for 2 hours just on stabilizer, but I just want you to know it's all on Sew It Online, and those classes, if you buy a machine, are free to you. Okay, so let's go down. I want to put the presser foot down, and notice here I got a green light. That tells me, let's slide right over here. It's going to go around, and it's like a little leaf, and it's color, whatever color I want, but it's scheduled in here for a green, and I got 2 minutes. So all I do is come back to here, then it's going to tell me to change the color, and it's going to do a little flower like in between, and then guess what? It's going to go do Chloe. So I'm doing first color. I got a green light. I don't have to do anything but push my button. And away it goes. Now, I'm not pushing a foot control. I'm not having to be next to my machine. That is my suggestion, is if you have a separate embroidery machine. Now, everybody always tells me, oh, I don't have any room in the sewing room. I don't have no room. Kick something out if you can. Grandma's chest does not need to be there anymore. And get yourself a sewing machine and an embroidery machine. And boy, oh boy, you'll do more embroidery, because otherwise you go to what you're comfortable with, and you might just be quilting forever and have this wonderful embroidery for you. So it kind of lets you do both. Okay, we can go over that. I can help anybody figure out what brand they want, what sewing machine they want, what price range you're at. You can always call, and myself be glad to help you, or one of my staff glad to help you. What brands, everything, we have them all and we know them all. So it's always an individual choice. What I want to show you now is cool stuff I can do. So I want you to realize how far I can do. See how something fun as that is? That is just the different lettering on the machine. And of course, we're the Cavs here in Cleveland. And so look how fun we had it. But we just put the letters and let people learn to array them, learn to make them big and then small. All that kind of stuff is done in the machine. Now this is something cool. This is called edge to edge. Now edge to edge quilting is an embroidery design that you might hoop. Now here we start off with a 6 by 10 inch hoop. Now that's what I'm telling you about this machine, because the 6 by 10, you can do anything. We can go down and get a 5 by 7. We can go down and get a 4 by 4. We can go up and get 11 by 16. Okay, so you can go to any level of hoop size you want. My suggestion, if it's your first embroidery machine and you go 6 by 10, everything I'm showing you today can be done on here. Okay, so 6 by 10, there's not an embroidery design out there that you can't do. Okay, let's go back to my machine. I got a lot to show you. Okay, guess what? It went all the way around and did my green. So this is another trick that I'm always going to tell you to do, is I want you to cut off the thread here at the top. Scissors would have been fine. And I want you to pull the thread through to the bottom. Okay, now because I did that without scissors, it didn't let me stay down here, okay? So this is what you got to be careful of. This is what I don't want you to do. See how this pulled this off? Well, I made sure my presser foot up and I was gentle. As when we were taught sewing, we went like this, and we didn't waste that 12 inches of thread. Nowadays, you waste it. The reason why is I don't want that thread caught into your electronics in here. Okay, let's rethread. So I'm going to put another color on. Okay, I'm first going to go needle down, needle up. It was already set for me, but I really want you to learn that. So now I'm just following the 1, the 2, the 3. Now look how easy. Goes right in there that easy. You got to admit that's awesome. I'm down to number 6, and I just move it over here to number 7, and there's a cutoff on the left side here. All I'm going to do is reach up, put my presser foot down. There's a lever that I push down here on this side. Watch the needle now, folks. Watch down here, and all I'm doing is going like that, and it threaded the needle for me. That's worth buying a new machine. Okay, now here I got a green light. I don't have to do nothing more than push it. Remember, you can go get a drink. You can go sew. You can go walk out of the room. If you get good at this, you will walk in the door and start your sewing machine when you wake up in the morning. And sometimes some designs might take 30 minutes to do a color. Look at the back of my jacket. See how it's all white? Okay, that took time, but I didn't have to do nothing but push the button and walk away. Okay, back to this. All right, what I'm doing is I am doing edge-to-edge quilting. So what that means is I hoop it, it does all this, I re-hoop it, and we will teach you in your classes how to start again and to continue on so that you can do edge-to-edge. Amelia Scott Designs is absolutely fabulous at edge-to-edge. Look her up. She's really cool. She does a lot of videos for me, so watch out for it. If you're a member of Sew It Online, get on there and take them. Okay, so all my edge-to-edge quilting, it appears like I did it on a long arm. Now, the coolest thing that I want you to know is it doesn't mean you're going to do a big quilt all the time. I'm not as much of a quilter as I am as I use the embroidery for other things. Like I might make my fabric and do edge to edge, but only 2 of them, and make a wonderful tote bag. The purses that we're making now by Annie with the foam, holy crap. Now take a look at this. This is just a jacket that we just took our big machines and we just made squares and then cut the squares apart just like you do in quilting. But the whole thing is a quilted jacket, completely lined, all done in one step. So again, all you're doing is hooping, but then I'm cutting my fabric apart to use the fabric for other things. Do you understand what I'm trying to do? So I want to show you that. This one was just done by one of my gals here, the customers here. Was so excited to be able to show you. Now check this out. It's pretty incredible. Now, do you realize that this is all thread? Let's see if we can get a good close-up of that, where it's all thread. Now take a look that this is the square right there. So these are done by OESD usually. You can look at the back. Okay, now we're going to, some people frame them, some people do them like a quilt and just hang them up, but it's absolutely incredible. But that is this embroidery machine. That you can do. So it's all thread, it's a lot of fun. And again, you can see that color right there, that grayish color, probably took 20 minutes. So again, you don't have to be right there. Isn't that neat? Pretty fun, huh? Okay, trying to show you some extreme things. Let's take a close-up of this. I hope you can see it. These are squares that she did different wording on. Very modern. This is very much my daughter to do stuff like this. They would like this type of a thing to see. Now, it's the embroidery, but back here it's all quilted. So that's all done on the embroidery machine also. So again, we make the squares, cut the squares apart, and sew them into a pillow. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, look what's going on. Just want you to see. Okay, now I have, let me just get this. Okay, here we go. All right. This is called Solvy up here. All right. And the reason for Solvy, okay. The reason for Solvy is I don't want my embroidery to seep down into my towel. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Now, what's going on here, there we go. And it's going to do a little flower, the little yellow flower all the way through there. It is at 1,500 stitches, right? I'm on 3 minutes, and I go to 2,700 stitches total by the time I do Chloe. Now, I hope you're getting a feel for the embroidery. Again, I could talk for hours. I'm also willing to do a FaceTime with anybody who can't figure out what machines they need or what they want or what, you got a question, don't hesitate to call up one of our numbers, and we will get with you and FaceTime you so you can see up if you've got more questions. Okay, so pretty fun, huh? You know, when you got grandchildren, that is the coolest thing ever. Now let's talk. What I'm talking right now is the baby lock flare. Okay? This is embroidery only, but a 6 by 10 inch hoop. Now let's watch this. Look at, okay, guess what? It's done. So what did it change over here? See how in the box it changed to Chloe? So I could have changed my thread if I wanted to. It's ready to do it. I put my presser foot down. I put my green light. I still want to do it in yellow. I don't need to change colors. I think it's going to be pretty like that. These are silly little things, but it's a lot of fun for a grandma to have a little towel in her area for when Chloe's over to use it, you know, something special, whether you give it to mom or you give it, you know, it's always special. Sometimes I do these just even for the grandmas as a gift, so kind of fun. Okay, let's talk now about the flare, which is at a fabulous price for embroidery, compared to the Vesta. So this is in a sewing machine as well as the same embroidery machine. Approximately $1,000 difference, okay? So it's, if you don't have the automatic threading and you don't have the bobbin going in here, the Vesta's a really good opportunity to have both at one time. Guess what? I'm done. It says finished embroidery, I'm done. So now I just have to take this off. This is just a water-soluble stabilizer. You can click below and you're going to get access to all my videos and my lives. You won't miss something that's teaching you techniques. So it'll be a fun thing for you to get involved in and learn more. But look how I did Chloe. I got to clean it up with scissors. No big deal, right? Pretty sharp. Okay, back to the sewing machine. The sewing machine, I just took off my embroidery unit. I have a full sewing machine now. You can go and look at all my sewing machine videos and I explain all this to you. I will tell you, we now sew sideways with the sewing machine. So if you had a big quilt in here, you're actually able to go sideways, right to left. Never done that before, I know. So pretty cool where it's able to do that. And in the videos, I actually teach you how to sew sideways, put a heart, sew down, put a heart, sew left, put a heart. It's often cool. Okay. I'm trying not to take up too much of your time. I want to show you one more thing. Let's go over here. I want to show you what a Meridian is. Now this is still embroidery only. So everything I showed you is still on here. So now what the difference is I can design on here. So number one, we're into a much bigger hoop. Excuse me one second, I gotta grab it. Okay, take a look here. Okay, look at the hoop. This is my favorite machine of them all because I like to design. I find I design, but I'm not good on a computer. I'm not as proficient as some of you are. I don't want to. I think I'm so busy doing what I'm doing, I like immediate, okay? So now here's tons and tons and tons of designs. Same as what you had of what I've explained to you there by millions. It will do tons of more stuff, but here's what I want to show you. The IQ Designer. Now, what you're able to do is you're able to, let me just show you some real quick things. Sorry, I talk a lot. That's our Cleveland Guardians. You're going to be able to go to line art on your phone and you type in anything you want, your grandkids' school, whatever. Science Olympia was what my grandson was just in there doing something states and we made shirts. Just fun stuff, whatever you want. And you're going to be able to get a coloring book picture. And the coloring book picture will go from your app on your phone to the machine. I'm going to tell it where to put the blue and where to put the red, and you're going to stitch it out. It is so easy. I have got classes from 40 different classes on teaching all these different techniques strictly on the IQ Designer. So make sure you click below. Okay, let's just show you real quickly. I'm going to go into some designs and I'm just going to pick this up. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to size it. And now I'll tell you another thing. In regular embroidery, when you go up to this level, I can size anything from 2 inches to 15 inches and back. Just so much to do. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to get another flower. I'm only doing this to speed this up so you get a feel. Now watch this. I'm going to choose that I want to do a fill. A fill means this stitching. So this was just a quilt design that we just had a black and white picture. We were supposed to cut out fabric, but we did it in embroidery. Okay, so I got my fill. I'm going to pitch yellow. I'm going to say okay. Now watch. I got my filling can and I just digitized. I just told it to do that. Cool? Now I'm going to go back in. I'm going to change my color. I'm going to say okay. The good part comes next. And I just digitized. Here's where it's cool. This is what I want you to understand. And I want you to understand the value. I want to put a stitch around it. I pick my color. I say okay. And guess what? I just digitized. Now, that means it's going to quilt all the way around my design. But that doesn't end it all. Now I can go. That's going to be your stipple. You can change the size. You can do everything. Sorry, I know I'm talking fast now because I want to show you so much. Okay, now take a look. All these fills are in the machine. So if I wanted to use that fill, I say okay, and pick my color, say okay, and changed. Come on, that's about the coolest thing you ever saw. So that's how I was able to add these fills. So it's my edge to edge inside my machine. Now, when you got a hoop this big, guess what? If I just I don't have to have a design in there. I can just hoop my fabric, my batting, my lining, my backing, or the foam that's so popular now. And guess what? All we're doing is filling this whole big old thing with one of my fills. By the time you do that, guess what? You have a front of a tote bag. You have a table runner. You have a placemat already made without having to quilt it. So what we're teaching now is to put the foam in here and then do the quilting and then cut out your pieces. And it's all quilted. So professional, so gorgeous that you're able to do it. So when you go up to a machine like this, the number one reason to go up is because you want a bigger hoop. There are all kinds of tricks that we do with our phone app to line up. Everything is cool. We have all the instructions. We have all the information and the teaching online for you so you can learn all of this. Above or below here, find an email and click on there, and then you won't miss these things and you can get involved in our community. It'll be lots of fun, a lot of sharing, a lot of cool things. Okay, now my Meridian. I'm going to show you a couple more samples, and then I want to show you something else. So this was we just drew Cleveland, okay, right out, and boom, put some fabric underneath it and made an applique. Simple, simple, simple. This is my favorite thing to show. Okay, these are flowers in my gal's backyard that she took a close-up on her phone. We printed them out on a special printer fabric, which I could talk to for another hour. Printed them out, put them in the big hoop, okay? Took a picture of it, and this design, this flower goes right here, will be right up here. Then all I had to do was take my little stencil. Now this flower's up here, so all I had to do is to say, you work from the back to the front, and you're gonna say, okay, I want stitching right here. And we will then, this will be designed so that it will do all the stitching here. You gotta admit, that's darn cool. We got folks doing t-shirt quilts now where I got them to print off their grandson's picture so it's going on there and they're quilting it. This is like free motion. All done on the embroidery machine that easily. Now, is this not the cat's meow? It's affordable. It's so cool. Again, it's embroidery only. You can keep your old sewing machine, get embroidery only. You can buy a separate sewing machine to sit right here. We aren't spending any more money. We're just doing it differently. Don't hesitate to get in touch with us that I can explain this to you better. I want to show you one more thing, and then I'll let you go. Okay, come on over this way. Let's go over here. Now, what I want to show you here is, remember I just showed you the Meridian. Now I want to show you the Altair. What is it? It is the Meridian embroidery with the Chorus, which is sewing only. So remember, I can compare them over there. I got two machines, or I can put them into one. So the Altair has everything. It has all the cool sewing features, and it has all the embroidery features. Or just reach here for a sec. You can also buy just sewing. So some of you who want the laser I'm going to show you, but you already have an embroidery machine, you might want the Chorus, okay? So let's look over here. I just want to show you a couple things. The greatest thing is that it's got all kinds of designs in it. That doesn't really matter. We're going to teach you. Here's your sideways sewing, but now I can go at angles too, because I'm into more. I can do sashiko stitches, so it looks like it's all done by hand. It's got quilting stitches at whatever stitch length you want in between them. This is the ultimate quilting machine with these features on there. Now, let's go over here, and this is what I want to tell you about. So I'm going to go back to regular sewing, and I'm going to show you the laser. So I just push this on, and look at what happened here. Do you see how the laser is out? So if I was sewing, okay, I have it set up for embroidery, so it's, okay, let's explain this. I have better videos on this you can get involved in. So here's the laser. Now, if you were using this laser to go right against this line so that you knew you were doing a perfect 1/4 of an inch seam, say, for whatever you want to do. But guess what? Let's look over here. What I'm also able to do is to move my, watch, so I'm here, but then look what's happening. Now I'm moving my laser over so that I could have used the edge. See, my laser's here. So now I can leave that as my edge so that I'm sewing at whatever increment you want. But let me tell you the greatest thing. You can go, let's just pretend you're sewing down along here. You're sewing, 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 and you're doing hearts or one of the wonderful decorative stitches on here. And you're sewing it along, okay? But then this laser's hitting the end. And what we want is we want a heart to come on down here. But you know how on your machine, you get down here and you want to turn, you get half a heart there? How that always happens? Not with the laser. When you're going down and you're doing hearts, 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 and it hits the end, all you're going to do is take a little pencil that you use, you put a dot right there, it will adjust these hearts by 1 stitch each to end right there with a full heart. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. So you think of how many years we've never been able to do that, and we've always had that issue, and it never just came out as perfect as we wanted to. On the Baby Lock Altair, on the Baby Lock Chorus, those features, because of the laser function, is all there for you. So to recap real quick, the Altair is sewing and embroidery. I have all the classes on Sew It Online. Again, you want to be involved, go to the email, at least get on our list so you keep hearing from me. I try to do tricks all the time to show you stuff new. We have classes on here on Sew It Online that is all these decorative stitches, what they're for and how they are and what are we doing with them. It's called Applique Quilt Block, the absolute best class you could ever take. Look at how many decorative stitches you have in it. You got cross stitching. We want you to use your machine. The Altair 2 is sewing and embroidery. The Meridian is embroidery only, right? So if you have a good sewing machine, you want the big hoop, get the Meridian. If you want everything, you can go here. I can, of course, take you up. I can take you down. Remember, the 6x10 hoops are still available. I know it's confusing. Please don't hesitate to call and ask questions. Again, I'll be glad to FaceTime you. I'll be glad to talk with you, or one of my staff will. We have all the brands in here. All the knowledge is in here. Again, ease of operation is important to me personally. Simple to use. I want to do it in the machine. It's an incredible machine. These are the cool machines, a 6x10-inch hoop. Please trust me on that one. We ship all over the country. We have the full line of classes available for you with everything from A to Z so you can learn everything. We support you no matter where you live. Take a look, enjoy, get an embroidery machine. Everybody thinks you're a master and the machine's doing the work. It's the coolest thing ever. Join us. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe so you won't miss future tutorials. For more help, visit sewitonline.com. Join our little community and keep making beautiful things. Bye for now. Happy sewing.